Hey everyone, how's everyone doing out there? So once again, here I am talking about the wrestling talk with the WWE on the Monday night side of wrestling. For those who do not know Dominic, I'm going to be talking about Dominic, which is Rey Mysterio's son. Let me give a brief background of who Dominic is for those who are watching wrestling for the very first time. This goes all the way back to his early ages when he first made an appearance on live TV. This was during the feud when Rey Mysterio had a feud with Eddie Guerrero. And we got to see Dominic for the very first time. And during that time, we got to see him grow up through the wrestling throughout the years. And now he is coming back more into the spotlight. It seems like he wants to follow his footsteps of Rey Mysterio, which is his dad. And it would be really cool to see him come into the ring and see what he's got. And speaking of that, we actually kind of did see that come last year, right before Survivor Series, because there was a feud between Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar during that time did have the title, the world title, and Rey Mysterio faced him at Survivor Series. And there were, Brock was being a jerk and, of course, playing around with Rey Mysterio's son, of course. And that led to the big match at Survivor Series with the title up for grabs. Yes, and this time, since most of the time it seems like when the belt is on the line, it seems like anything can happen, pretty much. No disqualification or nothing like that. And Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic, was able to get involved. He's got the skills just like Rey Mysterio, and I really can't wait to see him come into this ring and to see what he can actually do in the WWE ring. That would be really cool to see. And since it was pretty much like a 2-on-1 concept with Brock Lesnar with that belt, Rey Mysterio did some heavily damage, especially with Dominic really helping him out. But Brock Lesnar still came on top to be the world champion that night at Survivor Series. But of course, shortly after that, Brock Lesnar did lose the belt to Drew McIntyre, which actually that happened this year, believe it or not, at WrestleMania, the big highlight of the year. And so, speaking more about Dominic here, he's re-entered the picture once again, and we got to see he's really been by his father's side, which I really think that's cool, and I really respect that. But something else has been happening. Rey Mysterio has been creating another feud, believe it or not, but this time with Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. And yes, Seth has been doing some dirty stuff, of course, but you know how wrestlers are with creating a show for us and trying to get us entertained and stuff like that. And Seth has been creating a big stable as it is. My thing is too, because our Authors of Pain, which is other known as AOP, are part of his stable, but we haven't seen them for quite a while as it is. But shortly after that, he got Buddy Murphy. Oh wait, I should really stick to Murphy. That's what they called him now, is Murphy. And this most recently, in the last couple of weeks, we have seen another one enter that stable, which is Austin Theory. And that's another story, by the way. And that I will probably talk about that on one of my recent videos coming up too, about what happened with that. But this focus is with Dominic, with this whole feud with everything. Because what happened a couple of weeks ago, Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, I don't know if I should call him Monday Night Messiah or his actual name, Seth Rollins. But there was a hideous tap. Yes, he attacked Rey Mysterio outside the ring, putting his eye into those stairs. Ooh, that was a little hard to watch. But ever since then, Rey Mysterio has not been wrestling. There was a thing that happened this last Monday night, talking about what happened this last Monday night. Seth Rollins hosted his retirement party. I kind of knew something was kind of a little fishy here too, because with Seth actually hosting, showing the highlights of the great Rey Mysterio, but of course he has to end it with what he's actually been playing around with him and that injury to his eye at the end of that segment. Seth, what are we gonna do with you? But anyways, because of this, his son is back into the picture, Dominic. And it seems like really upset. So if you guys have not seen Monday Night Raw, and for those who actually have seen it, then you guys are probably knowing where I'm heading to. Because Rey Mysterio and Dominic got in front of the camera at their own house. But Rey Mysterio actually spoke up and said he still has power in him. He's not retiring, but he might be taking a little time off. But something else happened after Rey Mysterio left. Dominic was still on air and talking to Seth Rollins, and he gave us a strong one sentence to him, which is eye for an eye. Now, if you guys know what that means, yes, this may be our first approach to see what Dominic might actually do. Well, we actually get to see him wrestle. And the other thing too, if you guys have stayed on after Monday Night Raw, there's a thing called Raw Talk, and Seth Rollins was there to be interviewed. And yes, he made statements saying he wants to see Dominic come, I guess, and wants to join his. He's asking to join his stable, which I don't think that's going to happen, but it's a flip flop of what's going to happen here with how they're going to deal with the story here on Monday Night Raw. I think this is a really good story. This may actually get the chance of Dominic actually making his debut in the ring. Now, I think this would be great to see because we've been waiting for a long wait with this because I know he's been training for quite a while. Rey Mysterio, for a dad he is, has been training his son really good. And this would be a really exciting to see. And this is the big thing I felt for Monday Night Raw. And I felt this is a good story they actually developed with this. Now, here's the question I want to ask you guys, the big ultimate question for you, WWE Universe. Now, what would you want to see? Would you want to see that eye for an eye revenge on Seth, Monday Night Messiah, I should say, Seth Rollins? Or would you want to see him team up with the Monday Night Messiah? How big of a stable it's growing and maybe become another disciple as well? I think it would be cool for Dominic to actually come back and make his official ring debut against a wrestler. And I think facing Seth Rollins would be really good. But the way to actually do it is facing one of his disciples first, maybe facing Murphy or Austin Theory or something like that. Both of them are really talented, and I think this could be a really good start to Dominic's wrestling career, following in the footsteps of his dad, Rey Mysterio. And with all that being said, what do you guys actually feel should create the big story of Dominic's story? If he's actually coming to actually make his ring debut, which is a big possibility. I don't know where he is with his trainer or anything like that, but I feel he could be ready. He looked really good against Brock Lesnar, even though Brock Lesnar is the beast himself. He did some damage, I gotta say. And if he were once again face Seth Rollins, I think he will be facing one of his disciples first. I would be willing to bet on that. So I'm gonna start wrapping this up because you can really see how much I could really talk about this. But I want to hear you guys' comments out there. The WWE Universe, what do you guys think? What's gonna happen with this storyline? And I just think this is gonna be a great story if Dominic does make his WWE in-ring return. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. There's a lot I could really cover on this story, and I can see myself really doing some more feature segments about this as well. I know this story, along with the hacker, what's going on with that. That hacker's been quiet, by the way. But I'd like to see Dominic follow in the footsteps of his dad, Rey Mysterio. I think that would be really cool. So leave some comments down below. Let me know how you feel about the story, how it's going to play out, and if something will happen with Dominic actually doing his in-ring debut. I'm looking forward to that, that's for sure. So my name's Ryan Quetch. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give me those thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye. Thank you for watching.